Hey yo YouTube, what's cracking? Life with Lenny coming back at you with some more live chess gameplay. Here we go. We're gonna jump into a new game, 10-minute game, play some online chess. Step into my mind, we're at 14-16, playing on defense this time, playing black. I don't know any black openings. I don't like playing black, but we'll do the queen pawn opening. We'll match him, see what he does. So he's gonna give me a gambit on the king pawn. We'll take, probably the best move is to take the gambit. We'll push this pawn, why not? Defend this pawn a little bit. We can bring our knight into the game and not block this pawn off because the pawn's already above the knight once we bring it in. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll see what he's gonna do. He's threatening this pawn with his knight and his pawn, but we're defending it with our pawn and our knight, so we're okay for right now. Okay, so he's gonna attack our knight, which is not good, but we'll defend our knight with our other knight. See what he does now. So he's gonna exchange his bishop for my knight, which is fine with me. We'll take back. So we're still defending this pawn, which is a-okay. And we can bring our other pawn into the game. If I take, then he takes, and I push this pawn. He could just move as the knight. That's tough. That is tough. So if he takes this pawn, we can develop our bishop, and that will connect our queen and our rook. So that way, if he brings his queen down to take my queen, I can bring my rook over and take his queen right back and activate my rook. That's not good. I'm in check. If I push this pawn, he takes, and then I take. Yeah, we'll use our bishop to defend. So now he's got a pretty dangerous passed pawn, but hopefully we are okay. So we'll just kick his knight back. Dang, now he's going to take that pawn right there and put me in check. That kind of sucks. So we're forced to go to this square. But at least our rook is active right now. We like to see that. So right now his knight is actually kind of vulnerable because I could take him here with my knight, I could take him here with my pawn, and I could take him here with my rook. So if I bring my rook over and threaten it, it won't be good for him. Yeah, so that's exactly what I'll do. I'll bring my rook over and threaten. He can't bring his rook down here for checkmate because my knight is defending the square. But if my knight wasn't here, yeah, so we'll take. I guess we'll take here. Our king is out there, not safe actually. No, let's play it safe. Let's take this pawn. Yeah, we're just gonna take that pawn for now. Okay, we'll take this pawn. We'll bring our bishop in to this square. Yeah, why not, right? So we'll bring our rook over, try and activate it a bit. Actually, no, should we push this pawn? We'll push this pawn right here. Even though it's blocking off our bishop, we're attacking these two squares now with our pawn. So if he brings this king over, we can bring our rook over and keep our rook on this file here, and that will keep the pressure on his king, and he won't be able to take the rook because the pawn will be defending the rook, and his king will still be under attack, under threat. Where do I move my king is the question here. Seems fine. Yeah, I'll go here as my king. If I brought my king over here, he could bring his rook out, and that would threaten my king because the rook would be lining up to my king behind this knight, and I wouldn't be able to bring my rook over because my king would be in the way. So that's why I chose to go to this square rather than that square. So we'll take this pawn here. He can have that bishop, honestly, if he wants it. Now I'm the one with the dangerous passed pawn. I can get my rook active, bring it down, start threatening checkmate. It's not looking good for him. Yeah, so we'll trade right back. We'll go here. Again, we want to be able to activate our rook, and if we went to this square with our king. All right, now we got to do some calculations. If we bring our rook over and he takes, and then we go down, that's checkmate. So I think that is okay. So if he takes that pawn, he's going to lose the game because we're threatening checkmate with our two rooks. In endgame, it's really important to use your rooks to trap the other person's king, because your king becomes very, very strong when there's no other pieces on the board, and so do your pawns. So if you can start leveraging your king and your pawns and prevent the other guy from leveraging his or her king, then you're in a good spot. So we'll go down again. So now he can't put me in check again. He can't take that pawn. He's gonna have to move his king. Yep. So we'll go here, take this other pawn, and we're still threatening checkmate with the two rooks. You can see how his king is trapped on this file. He can only bring his rook to one square. Oh, we're not threatening mate, because if we bring our rook down, he'll bring his rook down. Okay, we'll just take this next pawn then. We have such a lead that there's basically nothing he can do. We're gonna win this game for sure. Putting me in check isn't gonna do anything, buddy. Hate to say it, but it's just not. There's virtually nothing he can do at this point. We'll just push this pawn. We'll push this pawn to defend it. Now that other pawn is threatened, this pawn over here, so we'll just take it. And now we're threatening putting him in check and then taking this rook over here. Okay, he saw that. So we'll just bring our rook over. We'll bring it all the way over. just to be safe. I don't want his rook coming to this file, because that could be actually kind of scary if he has both his rooks lined up like that. Yeah, so we'll bring our rook right here in the meantime. So it is still possible for him to win if I make a mistake, but hopefully we can trade pieces. We can use our pawns to progress and promote a queen eventually. So we'll see. So we'll just push this pawn. Okay, he could checkmate us, so we gotta be careful. If we go here, we might lose this pawn over here because he could put us in check and then take it. I bet that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna put me in check. So we'll move our king up where it's safe. By bringing my rook up, I'm preventing him from checkmating me, which is pretty useful. So now he can't put me in check again with his rook because I could just take with my rook. So we only have a 1 pawn lead now, so we really can't afford to lose any more pawns or else we'll tie. So we got to be extra careful. Oh, that's a mistake. So now we're going to take his rook and win. Let's go! Big blunder on your port, buddy. Where's he from? Honduras? You make Honduras. Not proud of you, man. You're an embarrassment to Honduras. We'll put him in. We'll just block him off. I'll show you guys how to checkmate with just a rook. So as you can see, we're making a box, and we're going to just make it smaller and smaller until there's nowhere he can go. Yeah, so now he's on this file, so it's going to be pretty easy to checkmate him. So now he has to go here. And now he can go here or here. If he goes here, it's checkmate. If he goes up here, it's checkmate and 1. So it's over. Yep, now his only square is here, and it's a forced checkmate. Let's go. Good game. We'll take that. Checkmate. Let's see what we did. How we did. 2 mistakes, 4 blunders. Let's analyze really quick. See what happened.